How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome to Blue Lion Finance, a channel dedicated to investing in my personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, it has been another insane week last week, building a ton more momentum in the market. We are again up this time by $821.30 from my last video, bringing my account to, you guessed it, another record high. This time we are sitting at $81,849.06. Now, in terms of today's video, it is my favorite time of the month, that being the beginning of November, but that allows us to now look back on the previous month here, that being October, and go over all of the dividends that I've received throughout the month, that being 8 total paychecks throughout the month of October. And just before we dive into today's video, I want to go ahead and shed light onto something I've been talking about from video to video, that being the Fed tapering, which is going to begin here supposedly in the month of November. So be on your toes for that Fed tapering, because I only foresee a ton of volatility. When that occurs, the market's going to become very uncertain, very fearful. We'll get a pullback. But if you're a long-term investor investing in high quality stocks like the ones in my portfolio, well, chances are you're not going to have a ton to worry about in your financial future. So with that being said, go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button, help me grow the Blue Lion Finance channel and get the word out there. Most importantly, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. I not only want each and every one of you along for this ride with me, but want all of you taking advantage of the One Hope Wines $50 gift card giveaway I have underway right now, in which one lucky winner, the moment this channel crosses 1,000 subscribers, will be selected and sent that gift card to pick out the wine of their choice. So cheers to that. Now, YouTube, let's get right to it. So who's ready to get started here by talking about all of the dividends I've received throughout the entire month of October? I don't know about all of you, but I'm certainly excited. I hope you could feel that excitement through the screen. There's just no better feeling than the beginning of a new month, the closing of an old month, and now I get to sit here and go paycheck by paycheck, counting all the cash that I've received for doing absolutely nothing. And that is the power of dividend investing. So let's go ahead, rewind all the way back to October 1st to the very first dividend paycheck that has come in. That was from CocaCola, ticker symbol KO. Now, Coca-Cola was founded back in 1892. Since their founding, they have just done an outstanding job in becoming a dominant player within the industry. They have developed 200 top shelf brands operating on a global scale. That's in over 200 plus countries. Just exceptional and a value investment that is certainly a prized possession within my portfolio. Now, I recently threw up a video of Coca-Cola facing it off against Pepsi. It was a dividend smackdown. If you want to check that video out, go ahead, click through to the tag above. But in the most recent news, Coca-Cola came out with their earnings report. Analysts had expected Coca-Cola to bring in about $9.75 billion. They were blown right out of the water when Coca-Cola released that report, bringing in $10.04 billion, which certainly then allowed for their stock share price to spike, jumping by around 3%. Now, as the world continues to reopen, Coca-Cola should only continue to grow. And analysts have those very same expectations, with Coca-Cola coming in at a median stock share price of $62.55 and a high stock share price of $67 per share. Again, exactly what I want to be seeing with my dividend investments. Now, most importantly is that dividend. So they've been paying out dividends for 59 consecutive years, increasing that dividend year over year, making them a dividend king. Their current dividend yield is sitting at 3.03%. I hold 17 shares of Coca-Cola, which allowed them to send me a paycheck for $7.31. Now, moving right along to the second dividend paycheck I actually received also on October 1st. This one came in from PPL Corporation, ticker symbol PPL. Now, PPL Corporation was founded back in 1920. It is an energy and utility play, one of the safest bets you can make, because let's face it, everybody has to pay their utility bills to get their energy. Now, PPL Corporation, since their founding, has grown into a tremendous company, now serving over 2.5 million customers. Now, I want to extend a special thank you to all of the PPL Corporation customers, because all of you allowed for me to collect a nice dividend paycheck for owning 5 total shares. Their dividend yield is coming in at 5.72%, which allowed me to receive a paycheck for $2.30 $4.08. Moving right along to October 12th, a massive payday. We had a paycheck come in from Omnicom, ticker symbol OMC. Omnicom is an American global media marketing and communications company. They were founded in 1986. Since their founding, they have done an outstanding job in growing an impeccable book of business. They have 5,000 clients in over 70 countries. This is a company that is not going to be disappearing anytime soon. Some of their notable clients are Apple, McDonald's, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Nissan. I mean, you name it, they have probably worked with Omnicom. Now, most importantly to recognize when you're investing in a company like Omnicom is the very fact that if anything happens, say on a global scale, COVID-19 maybe, we have a company that is in marketing, advertising, media. It is going to take a hit. That's exactly what happened to Omnicom. It fell all the way down to $49 per share, which is exactly where I bought in. I've been riding that wave of recovery, and as this reopening only continues, we're going to expect that Omnicom is going to continue to grow, which is exactly what analysts are expecting. Coming in at a median stock share price of $85 per share and a high stock share price of $95 per share, so room for growth, but we're here for Omnicom's dividend. Now, they've been pretty much paying their dividends out since their founding. However, they are not a dividend aristocrat nor king because they had 2 slip-ups in not increasing their dividend. Nonetheless, a very reliable company. I currently hold 10 shares worth of Omnicom. Their dividend yield is coming in at 4.06%, which allowed them to send me a dividend paycheck for $7. Now, jumping to the 15th of the month, we had the biggest payday of October with 4 total dividend paychecks coming in. The very first dividend paycheck was from Medtronic, ticker symbol MDT. Medtronic is a medical technology company that was established in 1949, and since their establishment, they have been revolutionizing the entire healthcare industry with their medical devices, services, and solutions. Most importantly to note about Medtronic is they had a recent pullback given one of their medical devices is still in clinical trials. If you want to check out more on that pullback, feel free to click on the link above. It will take you to that video. Certainly a company I'm only going to continue to dollar cost average my way into, especially as Medtronic is only poised to grow with analyst expectations coming in at a median stock share price of $148 and a high stock share price of $155. Certainly room for growth, but we're here for Medtronic's dividend. They've been paying them out for 43 consecutive years, increasing them year over year. I currently hold 14 total shares of Medtronic. Their dividend yield is sitting at 2.06%. which all allowed me to collect a paycheck for $6.96. Now, the 3 remaining paychecks I received on the 15th were from REITs, real estate investment trusts. They are some of my favorite investments to make as a dividend investor, especially when they're paying out monthly dividends, 2 of which are. Now, the very first REIT that paid me out was Realty Income, ticker symbol O. It is hands down my favorite REIT to invest in. They were founded back in 1969. They've done an outstanding job in growing an incredibly well-diversified portfolio with over 6,700 properties spanning across all 50 states. They've been expanding well into the UK as well as Puerto Rico, and most recently, they've actually picked up and merged with Very. That is going to bring their property count to over 10,000 properties as they close out that acquisition today, November 1st. So again, we should just expect that this company is going to continue to grow. But all news and updates aside, this is about the dividends I've received. So Realty Income has been an incredible dividend player for 26 consecutive years, increasing those dividends year over year. Their current dividend yield is sitting at 3.86%. I currently own 66 total shares, which allowed me to collect a dividend paycheck for $14.80. Next up, we have Stag Industrial. That's ticker symbol STAG. Stag Industrial, founded back in 2010, is primarily focused on the acquisitions and operation of industrial buildings, that being warehouses and distribution centers, which is actually perfect for the direction we're heading when it comes to the future, given everything e-commerce today. Most importantly is to recognize this company just has a ton of firepower behind it. And I think in hearing that Amazon is one of their largest tenants just gives me a ton of confidence to only continue to dollar cost average my way into Stag Industrial. And of course, some of their other major tenants are FedEx and Costco, just companies you cannot go wrong with. Not going to be disappearing anytime soon and only really going to continue to grow, at least in my opinion. When it comes to Stag Industrial, it's a bit of a new position for me. So right now I only hold 4 total shares of Stag Industrial. Their dividend yield is sitting at 3.32%, which all ultimately allowed for me to collect a paycheck for 49 cents. Now, when it comes to that third REIT, that being Store Capital, ticker symbol symbol STOR. It was founded back in 2011, so another younger REIT. However, a lot of fire behind this one as well. When it comes to Store Capital, they've grown a beautiful portfolio since their founding to over 2,500 properties. Their focus is primarily on the middle market and net lease solutions. Most importantly, which gives me a lot of confidence to just continue to double down on Store, is the fact that Mr. Warren Buffett himself has given it his stamp of approval. It should speak volumes considering this man hardly ever invests in real estate. As we speak, their current dividend yield is sitting at 4.46%. It's another position that I'm actively working on growing. So right now, I only hold 5 total shares. However, I received a dividend paycheck from Store Capital for $1.93. And last but not least, we had at the end of the month on October 29th, the final dividend paycheck come in. This one came in from an ETF. Now that was the Invesco S&P 500 low volatility, high dividend yield ETF with ticker symbol SPHD. Now plenty of dividend investors like to invest in this particular ETF. Me personally, I like to just go for that broad market ETF or index fund, that being VTSAX or VTI. Either which way, this particular dividend ETF is going to be paying out monthly dividends. It has some outstanding companies within it like Philip Morris, Kinder Morgan, AT&T, Verizon, Pfizer, AbbVie. I mean, you name it. If it's a dividend player, it very well may be inside SPHD. Now, their current average dividend yield is sitting at 4.06%. I only hold 3 shares worth of SPHD, but that still allowed me to collect a nice little paycheck for 39 cents. And that is it. That wraps us up for all of the dividend paychecks that I've received throughout the entire month of October. But now for the moment you've all been patiently waiting for, please start that applause, make some noise, because the grand total amount in dividends that I've received throughout the month of October is $40.96, which is just outstanding to consider the fact that in order to get that $40.96, I've done absolutely nothing, and that is the power of dividend investing. It just compounds over time. Talk about easy money. It is through dividend investing. Now, if you like what you heard, you learned something new, drop those comments below. Let me know what you think about these companies. If you're going to invest in any of these companies, I implore you to just do your own due diligence. I am not a financial advisor. However, I would absolutely appreciate if you tap on that thumbs up button, help me grow the Blue Lion Finance channel. Most importantly, if you haven't done so already, tap on that subscribe button because I'd love to have you along this journey with me. Now, YouTube, until the next video, I will see you all there.